Why are my medications so important? I want to thank the question and comment that was posted on my YouTube site by, make sure I get this right, Bipolar Discussions, because he mentioned, well, what about Tegretol 600 milligrams? Here's the thing that I tell people. Medications, and the reason why Social Security wants to know the medications you're taking is because medications are a true indication, or a very good indication, of how severe your impairment is. The reason why is because most people that may not realize it, but medications vary in terms of their strength level and also in terms of what types of symptoms and conditions that they actually treat. But I want people to understand that it's a little bit deeper than that. When you're taking a medication, I want you to pay attention to certain things. Now, what you'll probably notice is when you go to your doctor will actually explain to you what actually the impact of the medication is, meaning they'll talk to you about the side effects, they'll talk to you about any problems that you have to have with them, or many foods or anything like that that you have to eat when you're taking your medications. Pay attention to those things, the first thing. Secondly, let the doctors know if you're having any problems. For instance, if the doctor says, hey, when you're taking this medication, you might experience things like drowsiness or maybe a little dizziness. Well, guess what? Pay attention if you experience those things. And more importantly, if you do, tell your doctor. Don't sit there and just take the medication blindly and then you're having these problems and just say, oh, I'm just going to chalk it up and not say anything. And the reason why I say this is that invariably in your hearing, when you go before a judge, if you get that far, somebody's going to ask you the question, do you experience any side effects from your medications? And if you start saying, oh yeah, I get dizzy, I get sleepy, but there's no indication in your file that you've ever told anyone, then the court is either going to have to accept what you're saying as the truth or question whether or not your condition, the side effects are so bad because you never told the doctor. So not only is it important for Social Security to know what medication you're taking, it's also important for you to make sure that you let the powers that be, i.e. your doctors and your nurses and nurse practitioners, know if the medications you're taking are causing you any problems. What about a special needs trust? Thank you for your comment, Tix4, who was asking about, well, what about special needs trust and Medicare and Medicaid? I tell people that if the I tell people that special needs trusts are typically designed to protect the assets for persons who typically fall in what we call the supplemental security income situation. Let me give you the scenario. Let's say, for instance, that you got awarded supplemental security income. As you probably know, it's a need-based program. And then out of nowhere, you get a windfall, like you win the lottery. Now you're thinking, oh, wow, I can just take my lottery money, put it to the side in savings, and then just live on my Social Security and just take whatever money I'd have from my lottery accordingly. And all of a sudden, you get a nice little letter from Social Security telling you that they're going to cut off your benefits until you've spent all your lottery money. So now you're sitting here thinking, well, wait a minute, I don't understand. My lottery money could help me survive longer with my SSI. Why are they making me spend all my money? Because SSI is a need-based program. So if you got money from a lottery, you don't need money from them. So one way to protect, the primary good way to protect your assets from the lottery is to put it into a trust. For those of you who don't know what a trust is a legal instrument by which you're it's a legal instrument by which you're basically putting monies or certain things into this particular vehicle to be administered by an independent third party on behalf of a beneficiary. So in this case, you'd be the beneficiary, and then you'd have a trustee that would basically provide monies from the trust. Now, I'm oversimplifying it. So the reason why I'm oversimplifying it is because I know some of you are not, when you're listening to this, you're like, okay, I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand what that means. When people come to me and they're like, Mr. Reeds, do you have special needs trust? I tell them no. I have a couple of attorneys that I refer them to. Usually the persons that I've run across who set up those special needs trusts are either elder lawyers or probate lawyers. I have a couple of them that I refer people to who can set those up for them on their behalf. So it's important, and because these tools are very important for people who find themselves trying to make sure that their benefits are not disturbed because they've gotten an additional amount of money from other places. Also, if you're wondering how that's going to affect your Medicare and Medicaid, things of that nature, I always tell people go to an elder lawyer. I've been blessed because I have one elder lawyer I work with here in Florida who's a board certified elder lawyer. So whenever I have these things that pop up, I just send them her way. So don't try to figure out this stuff in the dark because you don't want anything that's going to screw up your benefits.